What's up, y'all? We got another show. Talk Your Issue, another episode, man. I got three special guests here. I got Black. It's abbreviated for Black Leaders Appropriate Knowledge. I got Ebony Peterson and I got Trey Watson. I also have Walkie Poinell. Walkie, you do hair. You got a business, right?
I do hair. I do makeup. Beauty by Walkie. I also been having a dance group for the past 12 years in Bryan College Station. Them Unique Girls. So I kind of do a lot in the community.
Right. So, you know what I mean? So today we got some heavy hitters in our community on BCS, Bryan College Station 979. So today my topic I want to just discuss with Trey Watson and Ebony, along with Walkie, just issues in the community, different ways we can come together in our community, make our community stronger for the young children coming up in our community. So Ebony, what can you explain your organization? Can y'all explain your organization?
So we are Black Leaders Appropriating Knowledge. We're basically here to just build the community, but especially the Black community. Mm-hmm. And so like one of the main things that we focus on is like grooming people, or actually I ran for school board, Trey ran for city council. Like one of the main things we try to focus on is like the local politics, because people worry about like the president, they worry about what's going on, but he don't run shit. He don't do anything.
Right.
It's what's in your local politics. So one of the main focuses we do is try to get people to run for local office and also get people out to vote.
Right, and that's what you just said was profound. It was something that stuck out to me because I believe that like, so local politics matter to me. Mm-hmm. Right. We don't have enough Black people that actually run for school boards, which decisions be made directly about our children. Right. We don't have a lot of Black people that run for city council. Trey just ran for the College Station City Council. I think Tiger ran for the school board too.
He has before.
Okay, yeah. But the thing is, do y'all feel like a lot of our community gets behind you guys?
I will say the community somewhat got behind me. In my district, ain't no way in hell I should have lost. East side, west side, North Bryan. East side, west side, North Bryan is precinct 4. How did I lose? That's mainly Black and Hispanics.
Right.
You have a white lady. Shout out. I forgot what her name is.
Julie Harlan.
Shout
out to Miss Julie Harlan.
Shout out to Miss Julie Harlan. She does stand up for us the best way that she know how. But we need somebody who look like us to represent us.
Exactly. Our kids get to see that.
You don't know the struggle. You there, but you don't know our struggle.
Right.
And so I didn't lose by much. I think I lost by about 200 votes. And that was good for my first time ever running. But I just didn't understand why I lost, because it's the Black community.
So do you think it's a lack of understanding, like knowledge of voting?
Definitely.
Because I'm a convicted felon. Mm-hmm. My voting rights was restored, and I try to explain to people that get out of prison, my voting rights got restored. I have voted every a local election. Anytime they got that city College Station utilities open, I'm trying to figure out what we voting for. I don't even know. I might see a sign, vote here. I ain't know it's election. I'm going to vote because I feel like it's important that we get behind it. And so to go to Trey, I mean, Trey ran in College Station, which is hard. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It did great. Trey got a lot of
everybody
behind. Yeah. So but I feel like a lot of our we have a lot of votes out there because our people, I think, and it's my opinion, and I want y'all opinion on it, is that the lack of understanding and knowledge of the voting system, or even just getting out trying to understand what we vote for and how it affects our community.
Yeah.
What you got to say about that, Trey?
So I want to touch on, a lot of people feel like if they go to prison, they're like, oh, I can't vote. If I got a felony, I can't vote. The only way you can't vote in Texas if you are currently on parole. No, you can vote if you're on probation.
Not felony probation.
Okay. Well, if you are currently on parole or felony probation, you cannot vote. If you're not on that, you are eligible to vote. So if you were on it prior and you're not on it when it's time to vote, you good. So I feel like that's a big thing. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
Another thing is a lot of people don't know, like, only thing that requires to vote is your driver's license and like an address or where you stay at. And it's an easy thing to get out there. And most of the time, it's so easy to find information on people who you can vote for because it's all on social media. And it's just like I say, man, just get out there and meet who running or find out who running. Just get involved within the city, like going to city council meetings or different other organizations and just meeting people around. I just left a meeting, Northgate planning meeting. It's like it's my third, fourth time going there. And out of 40 or 50 people there every other 2 weeks, I'm the only black person there. I'm not the smartest black person in College Station. I don't have the most money as all the black people in College Station. And I believe, even though I'm a pretty qualified person to be there, I still believe it's more qualified black people who can be in that space speaking for us,
Yeah.
or even just joining me to be there.
So what was your motivation, Trey? Like, what's your motivation to run, to even get into local politics? Like, what is your basic foundation for being motivated to get out and run for office or to be a voice for the community?
So I guess the run for politics, I guess, would be us hosting the George Floyd protest in downtown Bryan. We had so many people come out there. We had over 1,200 people there. And it was a huge experience for me and a lot of people who were able to attend. And so, we just had so many people telling us, like, hey, run for office, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do that.
The local politicians showed up.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't even know who they were. It was a lot of the local politicians, and then we got to know them, and then we got to meet some of the heavy hitters in Bryan, Texas, Bryan College Station, and then they just started inviting us to different things and getting us informed and active in the community. And ever since then, we're like, hey, we got to stay active because we get left behind.
Yeah. And I think that's important, man. We don't have enough of us. I go to the chamber meetings. I go to all this stuff that man, when I was in the streets, I didn't think about none of this stuff.
Yeah.
And then, you meet people that I mean, I'm a sales leader. I'm a sales leader in my corporation universe. And I meet all the business people here in town. And I network. But what I fail to understand is that here in our city, and it could be happening in other cities, I don't know. But in our city, man, we like crabs in a bucket, man. And it makes you want to withhold information because you almost that what I want to call it, that traumatizing black spirit of I've been burned before. Like, you kind of like keep it close to your chest. But I'm one of the ones like, man, hey, I'll come after this. Come after this. Trey, you hit me up all the time, like, hey, come to this. And sometimes, man, it just time would be out, right?
Oh yeah.
And man, but I do like stay informed, and I do love what y'all doing. So what do y'all feel like is some of the issues facing our young black, our children in this community in Bryan College Station?
Man, love. I feel like a lot of people feel like they're missing love. And love, just can't come from your parents. Love comes from, like, everybody always say, back in the day, we used to grow people, and it was the village raised the child. Yeah, and we don't have that village no more. A lot of our areas, especially in College Station, have been gentrified now. So it's hard to gain that village when, you don't got your auntie stand down across the street. Right. Or somebody who grew up with your mama ain't standing over there. Your daddy coach standing around the corner. We don't have that community. So I believe personally a lot of the youth are missing love because the Boys and Girls Club ain't popping for it was like when I was growing up, or the Lincoln Center, and, so we don't have those relationships no more. So that's why I think it all comes in.
And so in College Station, it's just so much bad. I mean, I ride through our neighborhood. They call it Become Color. I mean, I never knew that.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. I never knew. I had to live there my whole life. I ain't never who the hell is Become.
We don't know why. You know what I'm saying? They still trying to figure out.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So the gentrification in our community is so crazy. And I was just talking about the Lincoln Center and how we came up with the Lincoln Center. Man, we could eat. I was
going to say, our neighborhood, the State Streets, are the only black neighborhood that saved itself through that. So we were the only neighborhood, I think, Bono, I think Miss Carolyn Walden, Skillet, they stood up for our community. Baker, yes sir. I just, but out of like College Hills, Anderson, Sterling, and Washington Chapel, all those areas gone. They ate up. It's nothing but college houses over. Right. So our neighborhood did stand up and like, hey, y'all ain't finna take all of it. Like, we still gotta do some more fighting, but we doing good. But that's Bryan, they coming from Bryan next, so Bryan to make sure they get together and pay attention. Don't let thing happen.
And that's written. And that's something that y'all, I mean, I feel like y'all organization can be, make them aware of, but I also like that y'all bringing out just different events to nightclub. Man, I like that. Are y'all doing a bingo night?
No. The bingo night not ours. We're sticking to the poetry night. So the poetry night is ours. We're having it April 13th. April 13th from 6 to 8.
So y'all hit it April 13th at nightclub, and we got spoken word poetry. Man, it's something that's positive that can come out of something. You do spoken word or poetry. Y'all come out.
We got it, and it's Black-owned business. We got Exotic Eats coming out to feed us. We got DJ Cooks the DJ. Yeah, of course, Nice is Black-owned. And I don't want to say his name.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look at the flyer.
Yeah.
So he's local too, though.
Yeah, he did a great job.
He did a great job the first one.
He did a great job.
So y'all coming out, man, April 13th.
6 to 8.
6 to 10.
6 to 10.
Yeah.
And it's being put on by Black Leaders Appropriate Knowledge. So some other things I agree with you with love. I agree with you that the love is there, but I also feel like the transitioning. I don't know what happened. You know what I mean? We go ahead. I mean, what you guys?
It's kids raising kids.
Exactly.
It's literally kids raising kids. Cause like as he said, we had a village. My next door neighbor could whoop my ass if they seen me get out of line.
Exactly.
Nowadays, I can't even say, hey, sit down with the next parent. Oh, don't talk to my kid like that. Well, you gonna tell them to sit down because you let them run around like they ain't got no training.
Or the kid is gonna cuss you out.
Yeah, and it's like it's literally kids raising kids, and they think it's cool.
But it's always been kids raising kids.
Yeah, and so I was gonna say because my mama was 15.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
it's worse now.
We had grandparents.
Worse now. Yeah, we didn't have grandparents.
Now we don't got those grandparents like.
We grandparents. We young. Yeah, we the grandparents now.
See, we had that. What you were saying earlier. Man, I can do some more Georgia Street. By the time I got to Phoenix Street, I done got 6 ass whooping. And I ain't even got the whooping yet. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then it don't matter. I can be at the Lincoln Center. Somebody tell you something to do. I don't care how bad I was. If they want ill in that community,
you gotta do it.
You gonna do it. I might cuss down the street, but in front of them, I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like their respect level is lost. And in me coaching youth football, I saw it. I mean, I'm consistent in what I do. I believe in what I believe in. I took disrespect. Whatever I did, whatever. I still stood on my principles that, man, I'm going to love these kids and I'm going to be hard on them because I wish somebody was extra hard on me, right?
Yeah.
And that's lost because when you're trying to correct the kids, like Wonky just said, don't talk to my kid like that. Or, you know, you're making my kid feel like this. So our traumas, our insecurities that we grew up having, you don't want your kid to feel them, so I feel like a lot of
trace it on your kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And and kids are smart. They sponges and they soak it up. And they're like, well, my mama gonna have my back anyway. So they go to school and the laws of the school have changed because you couldn't act a fool in school like that. You know what I'm saying? Now they cuss our teachers, man. They just the teachers can't do it.
I think it's a lot of followers and not being leaders. I know numerous times talking to like the girls in the dance group, I sit down and talk to them and just have like a conversation with them. But a lot of times they lack confidence. They don't know who they are. They don't know and they don't love themselves. And I'm like, well, are you getting it from home? I'm not trying to get in their personal business, but try to let them know you are beautiful. You're a Black queen. You got to have that confidence. Stand out. Don't do something because somebody else is doing it. Be a leader. So I feel like a lot of young girls lack confidence and they look at social media, they look at Instagram and think, oh, I'm supposed to look like that or be like that.
Yeah.
But
so do you think social media is raising our kids?
Yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, to touch on Funky's spot, I think so. The second thing I said, love is first. Second one definitely pride. Like I feel like prior generations had a lot more Black pride than us. So, you know, it was like, you know, because I went to 3 different high schools. First high school I went to was very diverse. Second high school I went to was majority Black. My third one was Consol. And, you know, when we were at the first high school I went to, you know, it was in spring, so it was pretty middle class, high class. So, you know, when we were Black, like my friends, I was the only person out of my friend group who didn't have a 2-story house, but we all Black. We all played football. But we knew if we was around certain people, like, hey, they already feel a certain way, we're not going to give them that to act like that.
Right.
Like, we hold ourselves different. Like, because our parents didn't raise us. Like, y'all have pride. Y'all get out there in that world. Y'all act how y'all supposed to act. When y'all come back to this side, you know, y'all do how y'all do. But when y'all act there, y'all make sure y'all, you know, and I feel like when you go to I feel like we just lacking in pride. A lot of kids just lacking in pride. They don't have that Black pride that our experience growing up and most of us experience.
But, you know, and you know, you say Black pride, and, you know, I hear a lot of times people my age will be like, man, fuck that Black pride and shit, man. I'm trying to get some money.
Where they grew up at, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm hitting on. Like, and those the ones what I was saying earlier before the camera started rolling is that, like, I just fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you sending a message to our kids because I mean, I got a daughter who very light skinned, right? And coming up, man, she just felt like, I mean, in her elementary days, she felt like I wasn't black. Hold on. I don't know where did this come from. Let's sit down, bro. Yeah, we black. You know what I'm saying? Because just because you light skinned and everybody else got a door. Let me tell you something. No, we black. You're black clean, just like Walker said. And I feel like with my daughters, I give them that affirmation. And you black, you beautiful. You know what I'm saying? You is. Yeah, because you go to school, we say at College Station. You know, you can get lost in the sauce quick. Thinking that you something that one of them. Yeah. And it's not that, you know what I mean? And I don't teach my kids to be racist. I mean, you can't, you know what I mean? I teach my kids to know who you are, to be confident in who you are, and to know that you come from greatness, you know what I mean? Exactly. It's not that you don't like them.
No matter what you did,
you come from greatness, you know what I mean? So we're gonna end that session with I want to shout out Exotic Eats, Body them at Exotic Eats. Y'all go check them out. Hey, go check out Walkie. Get it right, you know what I mean?
I'm at Roots Hair and Barber Studio, 2605 Texas Avenue with Miss Stephanie Reed, and Julius is the barber there, so come check us out there.
Also get with Doyle Gray, man. He do Loyalty Roofing. Get with Honey Favor Sweets, DeMonica. And we also like to thank Gold Star Barber Academy and Studio for sponsoring this show. We'll be right back.
Hey, everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tokyo-ish. Today, we have a special treat for you. We'd like to extend a big thank you to our sponsors: Gold Star Barber Academy, Honey's Favored Sweets, and Midas Media, for making this episode possible. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to bring you the engaging and informative content that you've come to expect from Tokyo-ish. So, if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes, and remember, keep talking your ish. Thank you for your continued support, and we'll see you in the next one.
All right, Trey, I got a question for you. So we back with the second part of our show. How do you think over policing in our communities is affecting the lives of the young black kids and just natives of these communities in Brown College Station?
I think it affects us a lot mentally, because you getting over policed, and your homeboy got pulled over for something stupid, and then your cousin got pulled over for something stupid. Every time you see a police officer, you tense up, and then they're like, "Oh, why you scared?" And it's like, dang, every time y'all come around, y'all pulling one of us over. We actually got the statistics of College Station as far as black people being pulled over or searched. 49% of the time they've been pulled over. It's about 24,000 people got pulled over in College Station. About 14,000 were white, about 4,000 were black. When it came down to searches, which mostly worried me, 203 of those searches were white people, 303 were black people. And it's like, that is not a coincidence, because I also have the number from the previous 5 years. It's like it happens every year. It's consistent. They have us at about 8%, or 9% in College Station, 8.8%. And then we get pulled over at a rate of 18%, and our cars get searched at a rate of 48%. So it's like it's all escalating, and it's like we're not more criminal than any other race in College Station. Right. It also has the numbers to prove that. But it's like, I want to know what happened in College Station Police Department that have y'all assuming that we're more criminal, because it does affect us in the long run, because it creates a conflict between our community and the police community. It makes us more tense, and it's hard to, I guess, bond that relationship if we've been doing this for 20 plus years, or even more. And I feel like, we need to find a way to fix that.
Do you think it's because of the gentrification that's happening in College Station? Because in our community, I don't think I see as many, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't live in the community no more, but I don't think when I'm over there to see my grandparents, I don't think I see as many police that as when we were living in the community back in the 90s.
We'll go over there when a party happens.
No. Now, I was saying this. When we do have, because College Station don't have no gangs, bro.
Yeah.
400 Street was family, bro. We all family, bro. In State Street,
TTF was never a gang.
None of that. We never had a gang. We family, and so when we have those 4-block reunions, man, it never fail.
They always come.
They come every time. Well, that gets me out, man.
Not even that.
And one year I seen you confront them. You know what I'm saying? And they went on about their business, but like. Nobody's actually doing nothing. We ain't doing shit over there, but we just having a good time. People coming back to the community, and it's the reunion.
I was at an actual yard party in somebody's yard, and we seen the police drive by 4 times. And I was like, they usually do that. And like, yeah, every time we have a party, they do that. And so the next day, I called the police department. I was like, hey, I was at XYZ resident, and we had a little get together. Everybody it was before 10 o'clock. Everybody was in the yard, we just chilling. A few people walked to their car walking back, but we're not causing no disturbance. Watch our officer drive by 4 times. I noticed the second 2 times he had his window down, like he was trying to smell for something. Just so he can, I was like, so why is he, harassing us? And they were like, oh no, it was none of that. He was harassing y'all. I was like, so y'all usually drive around 4 times. I was like, if I go sit over there today, are y'all gonna drive around 4 times in an hour again? And he was like, well, it just depends. So a lot of it comes to, like, y'all don't complain on the police now. I'm the type person, if a police turn right without putting their blinker on, hey, officer number 4256 turn right without putting his blinker on, and I want to know what y'all gonna do about it. CSPD know me from complaining on that police on, because they see me doing wrong, they gonna try to get me. So y'all have to use that number to complain on them just as much.
I mean, and Billy Couch, man, when he was a regular officer, I gave him the blues, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all was at one of those like right after George Floyd died, they had like a community meeting, and he talked about me like, man, the dude I used to have a good hot. Man, I don't know Jesus behind the Tino, man. Hey, man,
that was a big
guy. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm going to give him that idea. He was to do donuts with the cop, then he cut me out because he didn't want to or bail him to be a part of it. So that was.
Now repeat that.
So that was it was supposed to be a coffee with a cop. And so I, like, hey, it's like, yeah, I seen what y'all doing, Brian. Let's get together, have a good. I was like, okay.
And that was your idea.
I told him to put our logo on it. I was like, okay, cool, let's do it, put our logo on it. It got produced, it was like, oh, no logo on it. And that's what me and him had a few words about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that idea came from the George Floyd, like a lot of situations. We got a lot of community actors after the George Floyd protest that we had.
I mean, my little cousin got, like, that. After that, man, I kind of really, that really counts here. Like,
that was around the same time.
I'm ready for whatever, you know what I mean? But I had to be reminded of, and that's God, but I had to be reminded of who I am, where he trying to take me. You know what I'm saying? And who else who looking up to me? Because I was ready to set the city on fire.
That was the same week.
By myself, you know what I'm saying? But because there's a lot that happen in our community, man, that don't get exposed. You, Trey, hats off to you, man. You expose that ass. You know what I mean? I feel like it's not enough officers in our community that we know.
Yeah.
Back in the day, we knew the officers that could patrol our community. We knew them. They was there every day, and so they got to understand and know. Oh, you Centerpool son. Oh, you was wild.
And everybody know
Officer Anderson.
I'm for us, but we also have to be like look on their side too. It's not enough of them. It is a police shortage for, I'm pretty sure, bro. I don't know for a fact, bro. But because there is a police shortage, so it's hard to do that type of work when you don't have enough people being police. Like, I'm not going to be a police officer. Shout out to Ronnie Jackson, who's a young black man from College Station.
I don't know who is like police officer.
Shout out to Brad Smith, who's about to retire, who's been a College Station Police Department police officer for forever. But yeah, we don't have enough police officers, not just black, but just in general. So yeah, it's hard for them to do that when you got enough. But I do expect them to do that, but it's hard when they don't have enough.
Why not establish a relationship with the community so that we can feel safe when it comes to being around the police?
But that's what you have to come back to. It's called community police. You set your own shit up. You have somebody that's gonna watch your block at this time. That person gonna watch their block. That person gonna know, and then them officers are supposed to come to your community. If they on your beat in your neighborhood, they supposed to come out there and introduce themselves so you can know who they are. Like y'all can make them come out there and do that, but it's called community police, and that's what we need to bring back.
Yeah.
Where everybody, you don't even have to call the police. If they ain't down the street acting up, y'all, the men in the neighborhood gonna get his ass off that block, take him home, and you stop it for yourself. We don't have to call the police.
So our black men need to step back up.
And women, it's black men and women. When we just really need, when it comes down to it, we need to police our own community.
Right.
We don't need outside.
And I believe wholeheartedly. The black women is the backbone of our community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's been like that. It's gonna forever be like that. And so I don't know what's going on in Brian. Why don't you give us a little bit what's going on in Brian right now? How you feel about over policing and any situation you want to talk about?
I don't know if I will be upset. I'm pretty sure everybody knows the situation that happened with both of my boys, not just one of my sons, but both of them. I just feel like the situation is wrong. They put out this story about my boys that was not true. I feel like a lot of them didn't state facts. They just ran with a story. And so now I'm left to kind of pick up the pieces and see where I can help my boys and help my son. Good kids. I always try to keep them out of trouble, but of course, you can train your kids up to go the right way, but of course, they're going to stray a little bit. But I just been lost for words because I'm born and raised from Bryan, and I never been through nothing like this in my life when it comes to my kids.
Because your boys pretty much been out of the way, out of trouble.
Out of the way for a whole minute. My oldest is 18. Started working at Sanderson Farm in about December. 9 to 5, work every day, saving up for a Hellcat. He loves fast cars, but he's been saving up for a car. I even got onto him. We got his driver's license. Like, he's really been doing good. And so, I try to be his voice because he's not a voice. He don't have a voice right now. So I'm going to be his voice, and I'm going to speak the truth, and I'm going to stand for my kids no matter what. So I just want the community to stand behind me. I go to New Jerusalem, and I went up to the church that Sunday morning. I went up to my church, asked for prayer for my boys, and my church is standing behind me, and I appreciate them for that. I have a lot of people in the community that's standing behind us, reaching out to me. Hey, we know your son wouldn't do that. He didn't cut my yard. And my son used to run around with lawnmowers trying to make money the honest way. So, a lot of people have been standing behind me, and I appreciate that so much from the bottom of my heart, from people just, not judging from what they're hearing, the news say.
I mean, I feel like I stand behind you, man. It goes back to over policing, not feeling comfortable with police officers. Back in the day, in the 90s, if y'all remember, they used to have SCAT. And then they used to have a STAR team. So these were jump out boys, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, anything, you jump out on me. If you know what I'm saying? And that's just the law. You gotta, and I don't know the situation, I'm just saying, if you don't identify yourself, bro, I don't know who you is.
But our parents raised us to protect ourselves. Right.
Everybody
I don't know you. Who are you? Why are you rolling up on me like this? Right. So, in
my community, not looking like nobody in my community.
Yes.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Anybody in my community.
Yeah. So from playing basketball, kids out there. It's a whole bunch of younger kids that look up to my boys. It's people that respect them. My sister was out there. So it's like, dang, he was out there, they were having fun, and then boom, this happened. So
yeah, I mean, I think we should stand behind Walkie in this situation. I'm pretty sure black leaders appropriate knowledge. I already stand behind you. And I believe it's a lot of people. I'm not a martyr, you know what I mean? And I'm so, you know what I'm saying? It's good. That's good. It's a good thing. I'm a Malcolm X, you know what I'm saying? Let's get to the business. That's my mindset. So I don't go out there more because I don't want you across the street calling me a dick. I'm sorry. I'm coming across the street. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing peaceful. So, man, I support everybody that do that. But I think justice will eventually be served. And I think one thing I hate about our judicial system here is that the police word is law. The police word is not law. It's not law. The law is the law.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we got to educate ourselves on the law. And it's people like y'all that can help our community educate the rest of the community. But we gotta be willing, community. Like we gotta be willing to. This the only thing to change, man. Nobody trying to. This not sell money. We not that era where we gonna be sprayed down and big by dogs. I'm not going for it. I know these people right here.
I mean, if we do, like, oh well, what's next? Like,
I'm with shit stuff. Like, I ain't even stand that.
You know, a lot of them can just do that, but if it comes down to it, like,
what else you gonna do?
Exactly. A lot of people be acting like they really like that. If you really like that, there's a reason to actually be like that.
Exactly.
A lot of people be blind. I'll be like, where y'all at? Because I'm like,
and I feel so. And truthfully, like, this show talk is. I feel like it's with the state of the country. It's changing, man. And I don't get on Facebook and comment on rusty shit. You know what I mean? But I just be like, I tell close friends, like, hey, it's coming to a time when you got to draw the line and you won't have to pick a side. You know what I'm saying? So white people, if you really love us and you really believe in equality, then this is the side you need to be on because standing up for right is right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's getting to a point where we're gonna have to draw a line. I'm not talking Civil War and I'm not promoting violence. I'm saying that it's getting to the point where we allow this whole atmosphere of division. You know what I mean? And true colors are showing. I got friends, but I don't have friends. Associates. You know what I'm saying? I got family. You either with me. I'm sorry, and everybody knows you either family or you associate. You know what I mean? So I got some people who are associates, man, who have different political views. That's fine. This America. You know what I mean? But when it comes to hate and it comes to a situation like Walky's son dealing with, and when you don't see the logic in the situation, because if it was a white kid that did that, and it was a black cop that jumped out unmarked, you know what I'm saying? However, and that white kid shot that cop.
They would have been a hero.
That black man, because he didn't know that black man.
So we looking at the community.
He would have been in jail.
Right.
He would have been in jail.
We looking at a black community, and then we looking at a black child, and we listening to a white officer, right? And we gotta stop. And I'm gonna say this: we gotta stop putting gas on Rusty, bro. I'm not saying Rusty a bad person, but man, y'all stop arguing with the white people on that Rusty shit. You know what I'm saying? Because half the time it's just a picture, and then that's a page they hide behind. If you really want to make some change, if you really want to make some noise, don't do it on that post. Stand behind this lady. Stand behind Black Leaders of Appropriate Knowledge. Stand behind Free World Elite when they trying to make some change. Stand behind Grass Valley Youth Sports Association. We got all these kids, dance groups now, Walker mentioned.
About 5
Stand
or 6
behind these
of them.
kids.
But
You know what I mean?
It's a lot of them.
Everybody need money, so if you can't be there physically, you can be there financially.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Yeah, you don't want to be loud, just send a check. Just always send a check. Silently. We have had a lot of people come and be like, hey, I want to help, but I'm about to be behind the scenes. And I'm talking about big people too. It'll be like, I want to say this, but I know I can't say this. I got that job. I got this. I got that. We understand that, but we still need y'all to back us up. So it's different ways to back us up without being noticed.
Right. Because when the lines get drawn in the sand, that job ain't gonna mean nothing.
That part. But I mean, you gotta understand people lying here. And I'll tell a person in a minute, what you want to say, tell me, I say it for you.
Right.
I don't care. Like, I'm like you. I'm a little bit of both. Sometimes I want peace, and sometimes I don't give a damn what comes out of my mouth. And that's when I need training. That like me and him is getting game because he know how to correct them, correct.
Yeah.
Me, I be like, thank you. And go on and walk out. You know what I'm saying?
Like Jasmine, what's her name? Crockett,
yeah. Like that, and that's why, because he know how to read them. I haven't learned to be politically correct. So that's how we balance. Because I be like, well, if you're going to say something you want me to say, then I'll say it for you. But like we do need those people. We need everybody to start backing us up. And everybody, but mainly, I love everybody, but we need our own people.
Yeah.
It's like we need our own people, our own community.
This what I want to say. This talk your shit, right? It's not shit either. I think for me, after I got married, I married to hatchet with everybody that I had hate for. You know what I mean? But I still see division, and I don't fuck with her. I don't fuck with him since high school. Some bullshit from high school, right? I don't support them because they didn't support me. That's keeping a lot of the.
I can still say I do the same. I still support everybody, but I told Trey minute, I don't fool with them. I told my show up for 5 minutes, but I'm out. But I'm gonna show my face. I'm gonna do my part in the community. I do it. Ask Trey, I do it all the time. You gotta bury that shit. Yeah. But I do it all the time. Oh yeah, Trey, I don't fool with them, but I come because I want to be part. You ain't got to fool with this. You don't have to be a fool to be a part of the good shit we're trying to do around here.
Right. Because I'm human too. I don't mess with everybody, but if you got something going on, I think go up the black community. Hey, yeah, I'm sure everybody.
And for me, man, I get pulled in so many different directions. Mm-hmm. And like I said again, Trey, forgive me, because man, for a long time I was doing a lot of shit myself, right? And I was being pulled and doing and going and running and this and that. And man, I was doing it all for the good of these kids in my community. Mm-hmm. But man, I got sick. You know what I mean? I was in the hospital, man. Blood pressure 200 over 169. Like, hold on. I ain't ready to go yet. You know what I'm saying? So let me slow down. And so let's impact what's meaningful. Like let's do that. Hey, if this is something we need to get behind, we need to get behind. Right? If it's something that in the community, like the pipes in the community, man, when they fixing our pipes in our hood, man, that's something that's good. Yeah. Roads and that stuff.
CBDG funds. People need to find out what CBDG funds at and how do you influence city council on how to spend them. Like we currently got I don't know when it might have just recently ended, but we currently just had a survey on how college stations should spend their CBDG fund. Right. And that's basically on I think we'll say low and moderate income areas. That money goes to. And it's like you gotta get up there and voice your opinion.
I want to know more about that State and that Brian too, man. Because whatever they building in Brian, whatever they finna do in Brian, it's gonna affect a lot of communities. And Brian has a lot of low income communities.
Just like right down the street, right there, how they. I was just telling somebody how they building up that
man, just all around that.
Oh yeah, no, about real estate, that's really gonna take over. They gonna build $1 million homes over there by real estate.
So do y'all have a website where y'all post information where the people can see? Because I'm gonna do a streamline on this.
All that's on Facebook.
It's all on Facebook at the moment. So
y'all upload information. And we need to know
share city council. I mean, and like even how you said that it's always an election going on. Yeah. So we need to show up to every single one of them. But yes, every time we have something going on, Trey is more active than I am because I'm in school right now.
You just shout out Emily Deansley. Deansley,
man. So it's like we try, we put everything out there. Just people don't bite. They don't want to come to us until it's a problem. And we have to be proactive.
We have free food.
We have free food. Like we have done all of that. But we gotta be proactive. We gotta get to the problem before it's a problem.
Yeah, everybody always say busy. You gotta make time for something. Like this is the perfect thing to make time. I'll be busy too. But like,
real busy.
I got off work at 3, then I went somewhere else at 5, and I've been in Tennessee.
So last final comments, man. While I'm gonna start walking. Talk your English, walking, and then we just pass it down. What you gotta say? Whatever you gotta say. Yeah, I mean, whatever you gotta say to the community, whatever you want to say.
Brand your brand, baby.
Promote your brand. Promote your kids. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, you know.
Beauty by Waukee. I do hair. I've been doing hair for about 14 years. I do makeup as well. Like I said, I'm at Roots. And Roots Hair and Barber Studio, 2605 Texas Avenue, Bryan, Texas. Shout out to Miss Stephanie Reed. Shout out to my boys, Quincy McMiller, Cornell McMiller, Mama Gonna Hold You Down. The community is standing behind you. Bryan College Station, shout out to y'all. We gotta, like everybody's saying on the couch, we gotta start standing for something. We can't keep complaining when something's going wrong, but we gotta be up in the mix, seeing what's going on. So we got to make a change. We got to stand together. We got to help one another. Not when it's just a party or a concert. We got to come together for everything positive, everything good.
Right. Very well said. Black Dudes Appropriate Knowledge. I just want y'all to, man, get active, find out how you can get active in your city. And with the youth, everybody need help. Just help somebody. Make this place a better place, not just for you, but for the future. Because our ancestors, especially in Bryan College Station, our ancestors did a lot to make sure Bryan College Station looked the way it looked for us. we kind of let them down. We losing a lot of the stuff they got. Because a lot of these black areas, when black people sell their house or something, they don't sell it to black people. They sell it to white, Asian, Hispanic, or something else. So we losing a lot of wealth in our community. We got to find some way to get it back. So I just want to say, get active.
Okay, Anthony Peterson, and as he said, we're Black Leaders Appropriating Knowledge. We are a group. We are looking for members. We're gonna probably we will host a meeting on the second Wednesday of next month.
And they gonna have free food.
No, but you can. But this is what we do.
You better get that free food.
This is what we do. We always host our meetings at a local black-owned business. So we're always giving back to that black-owned business. Now, if somebody come out and you say, "Hey, Anthony, I seen you. You know what? I might buy your food for you that night." If you come out, but we are looking for members. Like we got some started, and we had some members fall off, but we're trying to be active in the community.
We are active.
We are, but we're trying to be more active. Trey and I can't do everything.
Exactly.
Like literally, we can't do everything. And we are the ones, we are the faces of it right now, and we're looking for people to be the faces with us. So if we can show up at the event, then you can still go represent Black and show up for us, just in case we can't, can't make it. But like we say, we need to get people in, running for local offices, school board. We need to make sure that y'all are registered to vote. If you ain't registered to vote, get with me. I can get you registered to vote. You need to show up at every single time. It's a chance to vote about something, even if it's something about the school board, your streets, whatever. You need to make sure you show up at the polls and vote.
Right. Hey, that's it, man. That's a shout out to I want to shout out a couple of black-owned businesses, Honey Favorite Sweets. We just had a hailstorm, man. Y'all get with DG, man, with Loyalty Roofing. Antonio Banner, man, Banner Boys Transports. Also Exotic Eats, man, got the best fish in town. In-style barbershop, and again, unique. What's your
Beauty by Walking.
Beauty by Walking, eh? Hey, that's another episode. Talk your ish.